Question number 22. If pth, qth and rth terms are a, b and c. So I have ap equals a, aq is b, ar is c. I need to prove that a to the power q minus r times b to the power r minus p times c to the power p minus q equals 1. So, இப்போ இங்க already small a, small b, small c இருக்கு. அதனால I'll take the first term to be capital A and the common ratio to be capital R. Okay? ஏன்னா இங்க already ஒரு small r இருக்கு. So, don't get confused. So, what is AP? It is A R to the P minus 1. A n என்ன எழுதுவோம்? A R to the n minus 1 எழுதுவோம். So, what is AP? A R to the P minus 1. I'm just writing it as capital A and capital R. Okay, instead of small a and small r, because we already have a small a and a small r in the question. Confusion வேணாம்னா I'm using a capital number. Okay, I'm using a capital letter. So AR P minus 1 is A, AR to the power Q minus 1 is B, and AR to the power R minus 1 is C. Okay, so what do you have to prove? A to the power q minus r, b to the power r minus p, c to the power p minus q is 1 and prove பண்ணோம். So let us take the RHS. So instead of a, I am going to substitute what we found here. So equals a r to the power p minus 1 whole power q minus r. Okay? Times b to the power r minus p. What is my b? A r to the power q minus 1 times r minus p. What is my c? A r minus 1 to the power p minus q. So this is my RHS. I'm going to solve the RHS and see if I get 1. So இப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? A to the power q minus r. So A to the power q minus r. I have r to the power p minus 1 times q minus r. So let me multiply the terms inside. So I have r to the power pq minus rp minus q plus r. Okay? In the term enna panna? A to the power q minus r, r to the power pq minus rp minus q plus r. Okay? அதே மாதிரி இது ரெண்டையும் பண்ணணும். You have to repeat the same thing. So what do I have? A to the power r minus p, r to the power qr minus pq minus r plus p. Again, r to the power p minus q, a to the power p minus q, r to the power rp minus rq minus p plus q. Okay? So what do I have? A oda powers எல்லாம் consolidate பண்ண போறேன். So what do I have? A to the power q minus r plus r minus p plus p minus q. What do you see? Q minus q போயிடும், minus r plus r and minus p plus p. So basically you have a to the power 0 which is 1. So a term is gone. So let's do that in the next step. What do I have with the r? I have r to the power pq minus rp minus q plus r. Here I have plus qr minus pq minus r plus p. Here I have plus rp minus rq minus p plus q. I'm just adding the powers. Okay, இதெல்லாமே பவர்ல இருக்கு இந்த terms எல்லாம். You see that? Okay. So now here I'll use a different color. So I have q minus q minus r plus r minus p plus p. Here இங்க ஒரு pq இருக்கு, இங்க minus pq. So this goes off. Minus rp plus rp minus q plus q plus r minus r. Verify that you've written all the terms. Chumma ellam cancel aidum therinju, don't just simply cancel. Okay? QR minus RQ. QR or RQ one da. You have plus P and minus P. So all the terms are gone. What do you have? You have a to the power 0, r to the power 0. Any number or variable to the power 0 is 1, which is equal to the RHS. Hence proved. Okay? Question number 23. If the first and the nth term of a GP are A and B. So for example, I have A1, A2, A3 and so on until AN. I have n terms and it is given that the first term is A and the last term is B. Okay? So this is another of a GP. So this is A, this is AR, this is AR square and this is AR to the n minus 1. Okay? So what are they asking? And if P is the product of the n terms, what is P? P is A times AR times AR square and so on till A to the AR to the n minus 1. So P is the product. You have to show that P square equals AB to the power n. So this is what you have to prove. So first we know B equals AR to the n minus 1. So what is my product? I have P equals A times AR times AR square and so on until AR to the n minus 1. So how many A's do I have? I have 1, 2, 3 until n. So I have A to the n times R. What do I have? R times R square times R cube times R to the n minus 1. So the powers get added up. So I go 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on until n minus 1. So A to the n அப்படியே இருக்கும். R to the power of some sequence you have, some series you have. So this is an AP. You see that 1 plus 2 plus 3 until n terms. It is an AP. So AP oda sum enna? Sn equals n by 2 of 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Remember this? So what is your n here? N minus 1. That is your last. That is your number of terms. 2 times A n 1 plus what is my n again? N minus 1 and you have a minus 1 again. Okay, don't forget. Times D n 2 minus 1. For an AP, the common difference is A2 minus A1. For a GP, the common ratio is A2 by A1. Okay, so n minus 1, 2 minus 1 n 1. So what is my sum? N minus 1 divided by 2 of 2 plus n minus 2. So the 2 and the minus 2 gets cancelled. I am left with Sn equals n times n minus 1 divided by 2. In the sum another, it is the power of r. So what is my product? P equals A to the n r to the n of n minus 1 divided by 2. This is in the power. What do you have to prove? P square equals AB to the power n. So let me square on both sides to get P square. So enna varum? P square equals A square enna? The power gets multiplied. A to the n, 2 the square is A to the 2n. R, the 2 and the 2 will get cancelled. So you have n times n minus 1. Okay. So now what power do you have in common? You have A square R to the n minus 1. You can take the common power n, that is inside to the outside. Okay. So what have I done here? I took the common power n outside the brackets and I have this inside. இப்போ நான் என்ன பண்ண போறேன்? Split பண்ண போறேன். A square can be written as A times A R to the power n minus 1 to the whole n. What is AR to the power n minus 1? It is B. So from 1, what do I have? A, B to the power n. So p square equals ab to the power n. Okay. Question number 24. Show that the ratio of the sum of first n terms of a GP. So sum of first n terms of a GP enna? A times r to the n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So ratio of this to the sum of terms from n plus 1th to the 2nth term. So n plus 1th to 2nth term. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? So if for example, I'll explain to you with numbers. If you have 10 terms in total. Okay? So இது வந்து first 5 terms னு வெச்சுக்கலாம். So from the first term to the 5th term, the summation is this. From the 6th term to the 10th term, summation கண்டுபிடிக்க சொல்றான். So how many terms do you have inside? You have the 6th term, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th and the 10th. What is your number of terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 term இருக்கு. So how do you find that for a general case? What did you do here? You have the 10th term minus the 6th term plus 1. So in that how many terms do you have? 10 minus 6 is a 4 plus 1. So you have 5 terms. So basically what you do? You take the last term, the number of the last term and the number of the first term according to this problem. You subtract and you add plus 1. Let me give you another example. For example, you have 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So how many terms do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. இதை வேற எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம்? What is the other way? It is 29 minus 25 plus 1. So what is it? 4 plus 1. So basically to find the number of terms, you always take the last term, subtract it with the first term and then add a 1. ஏன்னா basically subtract பண்ணும்போது இந்த ஒரு term omit பண்ணிடுது. So அதை நீங்க இங்க add பண்றீங்க. Okay? You're just adding 1 because this 25 had been omitted and you're trying to include that by adding plus 1. Okay? Okay. So basically, இதெல்லாம் why did I say? How many number of terms do we have? So how many terms do we have here? 2n minus n plus 1. Add a plus 1. So what do you have? 2n minus n minus 1 plus 1. So the minus 1 and plus 1 goes off. I have n. So between n plus 1 and 2nth term, I have n terms. Okay? So what is my first term here? It is a. What is my last term? It is an. Similarly, for this, what is my first term? A n plus 1. ஏன்னா an க்கு அப்புறம் என்ன இருக்கு? A n plus 1. So that is my first term. And what is my last term? It is a 2n. And what is my number of terms? Number of terms. In the way of representing hashtag quota, it is called number of terms. Okay? Number of terms equals n. So what is my summation? S n equals, what is my a? The first term is a n plus 1 times rn minus 1. The common ratio won't change, divided by r minus 1. n ஏன் போட்டேன்? Because the number of terms here is also n. The number of terms here is also n. They are asking us to prove that the ratio of these two, let me call this 1 and let me call this 2. They are asking you to prove that Sn of 1 divided by Sn of 2 equals 1 by r to the power n. So this is what you have to prove. So when you take the ratio, what do I have? Sn of 1 divided by Sn of 2 equals a to the power a times r to the power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1, the whole divided by a to the n plus 1 of r to the power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. This r minus 1 goes off and this r minus 1 goes off. This goes off and this goes off. So what am I left with? I have Sn1 divided by Sn2 equals a divided by a subscript n plus 1. So what is my a n plus 1? Let me write down what my GP is. My GP is AR, AR square, AR cube, and so on. AR to the n minus 1, AR to the n, and so on. I have until AR to the 2n minus 1. Correct? What is my last term? 2n. So what is A of 2n? AR 2n minus 1. N minus 1. Yeah. So what is this? This is A1. This is A2. And so on. This is AN. What is my AN plus 1? AR to the n. So if you substitute panlama, A divided by AR to the power n. This gets cancelled. And I have 1 by R to the n. Hence proved. Okay.